live stream and tonight. I'm so sorry about that. We had school and stuff. So yeah. I was just playing Minecraft and actually I was playing a SkyGen and stuff. So I'm ready. I already have stuff.
It's been a minute. Yeah. Hey, look, I really appreciated the compliment when we were talking down there. I can't believe. Oh, that's a play. I can't believe you didn't find my tunnel where I was gonna hide Shaw the whole time. That's crazy. Real shame. That TNT underneath the chest really worked there. You got some lava falling out, Joey? We do. Just for nice voice crack there. Yeah, thank you.
This is what.
Yeah. Look, we've only got 20 minutes to stay away from you. Like, how about we just go away?
Oh, I got kicked down, but he didn't bring his ankles. Oh. Who's the guy we can hear?
Ryan? He's pretty far.
So while we join, don't forget to like and subscribe. And turn on notifications.
What do you mean?
Whenever I post a brand new video, you're the first person to get it.
You made them do this to us. I have 19 arrows. Ryan's about 15 blocks below.
I dropped the arrows. You need arrows? Okay, yes. Drop some arrows. We can use those. Come on down.
What do you mean?
Sean, after you! I have to think incredibly hard about everything I do right now.
Shut up, Sean. You realize you're a Minecraft channel, basically, right? Here, I'm going to throw the arrows. Ready? Ryan's about
Right.
10 blocks.
Okay, now the time I plan on streaming.
Wait, they're coming out. Right in arrows.
You're a child. I know. I'm shooting for a second.
No, ready. Draw me. Get blade.
Yeah.
Think about this strategy.
Come here. Alright, go to the thing. Go to the thing we did.
Go to the thing we did. Go.
Now? Yes, now. Right now.
Yep. Alright, YouTube. Stay there. Perfect.
Yes, Lagundo is covering for the people that have just hurled away from us and we don't even know where they are.
Which was that objective? Welcome. Which direction?
That way.
Okay.
Where did they?
Stay up there. Nope, you're fine. You're fine. Stay there.
Okay.
Tomorrow
Stay
school
there. No,
again.
You're fine. Stay there. You're fine.
And Ryan. That was
I'm surprised
like they're like 3 blocks
my
from you.
friend literally has a girlfriend.
Wait,
They've been
see,
dating for a long time now. Like a real long time. And if you guys ask, yes, I do have a girlfriend.
Hey, Pearl. He doesn't know you're there.
If you guys ask, I do.
I hit him all the way down. He's dead. For sure. I got him. That's one down.
Oh my gosh. Bye, Ryan!
We got
you hit him all the way down. Nice. That's two.
Wait, we could take Ryan. I feel like we could take him.
2v1?
No,
This is gonna be fun. You can turn to any mob.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how you doing?
You missed me?
You
missed
Not
me?
really. I think I'm doing all right for now.
You got a bow leg?
Yep.
I know my bow hurts.
Don't you worry about me. I'm just fine.
Are ya?
So I'm just gonna wait for River.
Got it! Nice! Yes! Let's go! Grab this armor.
Is that everybody?
No, he died to fall damage. We didn't kill one.
We didn't kill Steve.
There's people gearing up over here. Over here.
Okay.
At the water.
Prone.
We killed him. Kim, we killed you. We already killed him.
I killed you.
He's in his life. Was that? Yeah?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I killed him on the ball.
We shot you.
It's just Sneak. He's right here.
I axed you, and then Sean forced you to die.
Oh, I thought I could.
Whoa, was that the same skin that was in the sky then?
No.
I'm not sure. I can't even remember anymore.
illustrating how all three of the assassins, but somehow kept Kippley and Sean alive while being chased up a skybase and still having to do that last task.
Yeah.
Boys! We did it, boys! Let's go! And that's it. Somehow myself, Ludo, Sean, and Kippley were all able to survive and win the event. If you want to go see all of the other creators' perspectives, I'm going to leave those links down below in the description. I'm almost like 1,000% sure that their videos are better, so make sure you go watch those. Once again, thanks to Monster Legends for sponsoring this video. Make sure you download the game now and claim your free starter pack, which will help you get a head start and speed up your leveling process. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as well as comment what your favorite part was. I would love to hear it. Other than that, thank you guys for watching.
Okay, so
have
no
a great rest of
spoilers.
your day, and peace out.
Alright. Look.
I'm going to be attempting to survive 100 days as an assassin. So over 1,000 is a 100 days event, and I marked myself as a master assassin. My only loyalty was to royalty and vengeance. I played my part and took down empire after empire, proving myself as a master of my craft. If you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel. We just hit 15k and I cannot express my gratitude. Anyway, sit back, relax, and watch as I ruin lives as a master assassin. As soon as we were let out on day one, I had very simple goals. Gear up as fast as possible. So what did I do? I punched a tree. My goals were extremely fast-paced, and I did not have near enough time. I grabbed all the essentials like pumpkin, sugarcane, and then started crafting my tools. Then I took to the valley and gathered as much wildlife as I could because I was going to need food for my adventure. I was planning on getting full diamond armor as fast as possible, and I wanted to be the first with it. I can't very well be an assassin without the best armor on the server. After I had enough food for consumption, I took to the caves. First things first was iron armor, and then on to diamond. As night dwelled upon the valley, I was safe in a cave, getting as much food as I could smelted, so I could take off the next day and start my adventure. Whoa, 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 whoa. Before we go any further, this video was made possible thanks to MX Rocks. This Minecraft server is brand new and puts an amazing twist on regular Minecraft. It has an amazing custom map that you can explore for miles and miles with all of your friends. As soon as I hopped out of the server and went into the open world map, I got into a huge fight with some zombies. These things are scattered all over the place, and you're definitely going to need some friends to beat these guys. And somehow I ended up in a gang war. Don't ask me how, but I'm pretty sure my side won. The server also offers custom vehicles, including 3 tiers of bikes, cars, sports cars, helicopters, and even planes. Heck, after flying around with some of the boys, I kinda airstriked them, and I got a huge bounty placed on my head. I think I'm worth 17k at this point. With all that money, I can go check out /warp apartments and buy my own pad. I might have to save up a little bit more though. I don't think that'll be too hard, and if you want to collect my bounty, come play with me over at play.mxrocksgta.org. All links will be down below in the description, as well as in the pinned comment of this video, and their permanent server link will be forever in my Discord. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Here's the video. Day 2, I discovered a broken portal, but it had already been looted. After that, I made my way into a clearing and gathered some leather from horses. Yeah, I'm sorry, not really. And then stumbled upon this really cool pumpkin valley. I went to one of my first caves, grabbed some coal, discovered a skeleton spawner, grabbed more iron, and then I was out of there. My goal was a swamp because I have a feeling I could find diamonds pretty easily there. On the way there, I ran into Sword on his alt account, and he disappeared. I have no idea where he went. I probably should have tracked him better, because maybe I could have killed him later. From there, I found a swamp, mined down, and didn't get lucky at all. But that started my caving journey. I spent a few days down below trying to gather as many resources as I could. I used every method I possibly knew of, including sea counter, to finally find my first cave. Thankfully, this cave led me to my first vein of diamonds, making me the second person on the server to have diamonds. Then I figured it would be worth my while to make 2 separate blast furnaces. After that, I smelted all my remaining iron and made some armor. Since the cave was so small, I decided to venture out a little bit more and ran into another vein of diamonds. Unfortunately, it was only a 2 vein. It's probably been 2 days since I found my last diamond vein, so I decided to do the every 2 blocks you mine into the wall thing and found 4 vein of diamonds. It's not too bad, and it made me want to continue mining. I found another cave and stumbled into probably one of the most scariest situations of my life. I went up into the cave right into a creeper. Using F5 basically messed up my brain there, and I got blown up. I survived at half a heart, but then started spamming blocks because a skeleton was shooting at me. After that, I sat in a wall until I was able to get to the vein of diamonds I saw originally. If I didn't survive right there, I would have been banned from the server. After a little bit more time of mining, and this last vein of diamonds here, I was at around 30 diamonds. This could be one of my faster times for getting full diamond armor.
So
but before I did that,
can't see
went in
myself.
the nether. I only traversed the nether for
For some
about a day.
reason.
I didn't want to spend all my time in here, and the only reason I was initially here was for levels. I did end up spawning the nether fortress when I was in here, so that's going to come in handy later. As well as I was able to get myself to level 30 before I went out, just in case somehow I was able to make the bookshelves later. Right before I left though, I spotted a cobblestone tower that could lead to someone else's base. If I can get over there, that could be the first kill of the server. Once I returned to surface, I made myself full diamond armor. I had a lot of extra diamonds as well, so I was able to make an enchantment table and enchant everything. I know they were only starter enchantments, but trust me, it makes me look a lot more threatening on the server. Take it, we're on day 9, and I already have full diamond armor that's enchanted. People don't know what's on it, but still, that's pretty impressive. The rest of day 9, I spent heading back to my base. Now, you may be wondering, how do you have a base? You haven't established anything the entire time. Well, throughout this entire series, I was in a Discord call with a few random people. There were a lot of things happening behind the scenes that I kind of wanted to take part of, even though I was pretty far away. In particular, an election among a republic, aka the Butter Republic. Yes, I'm in said Butter Republic, and I know it's not that menacing, but look, I've got the full diamond armor, I'm fine. While journeying back, they held an election for who would be president of this republic, and it fell to Ryan. He promised that our republic would rule the server. So, of course, I wanted to get in on that. By nightfall, I spotted the castle and was finally home to the Butter Republic. Upon my first entry, I saw Ryan literally naked. Our president was naked, so I gave him some iron and told him to make some armor. Of course, everybody in the castle was extremely afraid of me. However, I do not have my finger on any trigger right now. At this point, I was more of an ally, but I kind of grew into one of the elders. Day 10, I got to play firefighter because our base was lit on fire by one of our fellow members. He was trying to clear out some trees so we could see enemies upon approach, but fire spreads in this game, so our castle kind of went up in flames. Day 11 wasn't all too interesting, except for the fact that I established a temporary camp for myself because I wasn't sure if I could trust the Butter Republic yet. I basically started growing some crops, getting some animals, and having a ton of doggos. That was it. I don't think I actually ever came back here, so everything's probably still here, including the dogs. So my next plan to become one of the most overpowered players on the server was to go straight to the end. I made myself another portal and hopped back through so I could go and venture for the fortress. However, spawning right next to it made that kind of simple. My first goal was to climb this thing, find the blazes, and get as many blaze rods as I need for potions and the Eyes of Ender. I mean, can you imagine someone going to like the end on day 20? Yeah, it's no dream speedrun record, but me doing this on a server with a bunch of different people, interacting with them and still chilling with them in calls, it's a little rush. Once I found the blaze spawner, I started farming these bad boys until I had all the rods I needed. I believe I ended up with like 9 to 12, I don't know the exact count. Once I established nether dominance against my cheese stick friends, I made my way to the warp forest. But of course, knowing myself, I made a pit stop for quartz. I think me getting these levels now is going to help out a ton later, so I don't really mind the quick little pit stop. Time to take out the beady-eyed purple demons. I had some really good raids with these guys, but it still took a long time because the biome was super small and I had to run around a ton just to get them to spawn. However, after gathering about 10 ender pearls, I figured that was going to be enough to get me to the portal. If I needed to, I could always come back and gather more later. I made it out of the nether and back to the surface so I could test out my first Eye of Ender. I threw my first Eye of Ender and started my journey on. To my surprise, I threw that same Eye of Ender a little bit later and was right on top of it. I mined down, and I mined down, and I mined down, and I mined down. Eventually, after a long wasted day later, I realized that there was no portal here. Wherever these eyes were taking me, it wasn't here. I did, however, get in contact with the admin of the server, and he realized that the eyes are throwing it to a different portal that isn't there. However, there is an actual portal in the server, so I was able to find that at a later date. Okay, so while I was doing that, my entire republic was moving bases. As we last left off there, I had to play firefighter and try and save our base, but apparently it really burnt down. Luckily, one of the members had already been basically at the world border making his own jungle base that he willingly let us all take over. And by take over, I mean we basically made it a mess, but this isn't about building. This is about killing, this is about hunting, and this is about exploring. Why did that just make me think of the Rock's rap? It's about drive, it's about power, we stay hungry, we devour. Oh boy. I arrived at the jungle base, and it wasn't too bad. We had a couple of docks, a lot of vegetation, and a house for us all to share. And by all, I mean like 7 people in one house. Once I got in the house, I immediately started working on potions. Strength and speed specifically because those were going to be the 2 PvP potions that I needed. I'm serious about being the most overpowered on the server. Like, that is no joke. It's going to happen.
Whoa, this
No one is going to stop me.
Piercing.
Okay, so the lack of glowstone stopped me. I had to travel all the way back into Nether, find glowstone, and then come back just to make my potions tier 2. By then, I had already wasted another day on potions, and you shouldn't even take this long on potions, okay? But I'm an idiot and grab glowstone, so that's on me. Thankfully, we now have strength 2 potions and speed 2 potions. I think I can kind of get out of any situation with these guys. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that was I don't have an end crystal. Okay, so at this point in the video, I'm really close to a max out enchantment table. However, I'm not quite there yet. And since we spawned in a jungle, the lack of cows is becoming very relevant. So I basically went out for an entire day searching for a single cow. Or maybe not a single cow, maybe a couple cows. I figured I would nether travel all the way back to hopefully spawn, and then I remembered that there was this cobblestone tower here. Once I got to the top, I realized that someone had been using this place as a base. There were furnaces, crafting table, a chest, and a lot of potion brewing items. Doesn't look like they have what I had yet, but they were getting close. I decided to leave the stuff there until I got back because I didn't really want to carry even more things that I already had on me. Luckily, the portal brought me all the way back to our burnt down castle, so I was right next to spawn. The cow rate was going to be much higher here. Or the donkey rate, as it happens. Oh, there was another one? Oh, I kind of feel bad. After I had everything I needed, I returned back to the portal so I could get home. When I loaded through the portal, there was actually a guy there, and I 3-shot him. It was not even a challenge. This was the first kill of the server, and like I said, I'm pretty much an enemy against everyone who's not in my faction, so insta-kill is kinda off. After that, I looted his body and all of the goods that he gathered thus far, and made my way back to my butter republic. Yeah, this is why everyone is scared of me in this server. To this day, they can't say the name welcoming without quaking in their boots. Once I got back, I enchanted my diamond pickaxe, and it only gave me efficiency 3. Not a very good start to the day. After that, I went out, made another diamond pickaxe in hopes that I would be able to get a better enchant, and it wasn't much better. I got a breaking efficiency 3, which I guess once I combine these two, it's gonna be okay, but I don't have any special enchants on it. This is just gonna have to be my netherite mining pickaxe. So speaking of netherite mining, that's what I did for the next few days. This was probably one of the longer processes of the video, especially since I only got enough for armor itself. But since it was before day 25, which is 1/4 of the series, I think I scared a lot of people doing this. This achievement right here on day 1 the server was open was probably the best thing ever. I not only have full diamond enchanted first, but now I have full netherite enchanted first. Could you imagine playing on an anarchy server and some guys claimed himself as an assassin, and within like 2 or 3 hours the server's been open, he's already in full netherite? I think I'd have a heart attack. I am not to be messed with. And now that I'm basically the most overpowered person on the server, I wanted to continue that. I headed back into the nether so I could get more levels so I could get my armor a lot better. Currently it's only for texture 1 and I need this to be prop 4. I kept in mind that I wanted to attempt the stronghold again. I know that there is one in this world, it's just that the ender pearls aren't leading me correctly. So while I was in here mining quartz, I was also getting levels from ender. I spent much time in here getting ore after ore after ore because I wanted to get higher than level 30. I have 4 armor pieces to enchant and my luck has not been good. So before I left the nether, I made sure I was over 30 so I could hopefully get a couple enchants. Maybe this time enchanting would be on my side, but I have a suspicion it wasn't. Once I got back to the enchantment table, I used an iron chestplate to determine what piece I wanted to enchant. I was given prop 3 as a prompt, hoping that maybe for netherite it would be prop 4, but I got unlucky. My netherite chestplate now has prop 3 thorns 1, which, as you guys know, breaks the chestplate so much faster. Which specifically sucks because we didn't go for villagers in these 100 days, or at least they didn't. I kinda did a little bit just for mending, but it was not my goal. After that, I grabbed a little bit from a furnace and got enough levels to enchant again, and I got a fire aspect 2 smite 4 sword. Not gonna work well against players, but mobs don't stand a chance anymore. After that extremely disappointing enchant, I figured it was time to go for the stronghold. I did get a little distracted with quartz, you know, I need levels because of my armor, but I was able to get out of there eventually and continue my search for a stronghold. I used the guys I had on me, not expecting to go to the end, but at least find the portal, and I got back to the exact same spot as before. At this point, I was getting pretty upset, because there was literally no portal here and the eyes are leading me here, so I'm getting a little upset. Okay, I'm a little frustrated. I want to go to the end and kill a dragon. Apparently at this time, Sword was able to find another fortress that was not where the eyes led me, so I had to get creative. If this stronghold was going to be anywhere, it was going to be somewhere farther from here. So I decided to traverse the 5K by 5K map until I found it. I spent a very, very long time running just to see if I could find anything at all in the ground, anywhere. A cave that would lead into it, maybe a base that's posted up next to it, anything at this point. With no luck at this point, I decided to turn home. Most of the Republic was on at this point, and we had some mining ventures going for diamonds, iron, netherite, that kind of stuff. I wanted to join in because, well, I'm kind of a netherite miner expert at this point, as I'm the only one on the server with it. Plus, I figure if I can get some more netherite, I can upgrade all of my tools, and then I'll even look scary. At this point, I see this as a win-win, so I spent my time mining. I got pretty lucky with the ancient debris mines, and I was also really down here for levels. Since there have been a few people already down here, there was a lot of quartz almost everywhere for me. I spent a few days down here, and I really didn't like that trade-off. I realized the value of having the best armor in the game, but at the same time, knowing the landscape of the world is kind of important.
As you see, it says
I was itching to find someone's base, find somebody, kill something, get anything at this point, other than just mining. By the time I was done and back to base, I was able to smelt up 17 ancient debris, which means I have picked up another 4 ingots and an extra ancient debris what is it, scrap? For my team? I'm gonna get this right eventually, I swear. I crafted up the 4 netherite ingots and stored away the other scrap, and it was time to make something epic. I made myself a netherite hoe. I was so confident in my skills that I was gonna make a netherite hoe and put sharpness on it, and then kill people with it. However, the sharpness 3 book that we had did not work on the hoe. It was later used on an axe, so I mean it was still put to good use, but at this point, I'm gonna have to beat down people with a hoe. I did enchant it though with efficiency 3 and breaking 3, which at this point I feel like is my best luck.
This is how you
After that, I headed over to our dock and realized that we had captured a phantom in a boat. How this thing's not burning and how we kept it for so long is extreme, okay? I mean, we also had pandas. Really? Then I tried healing my pickaxe and I had no luck. It was gonna cost way too many levels and I don't think I can't remember. We'll find out later. Then I went ahead and turned my sword into netherite just to make it a little bit better and healed up my netherite boots and my helmet. Yeah, I know I get it, but at the same time, this armor needs to stay alive for the entire 100 days. And as I said before, I didn't go running for a very, very long time. I then returned to the nether so I could travel to one of my previously made portals and get back to a different spot in the overworld. I was not giving up the hunt for this stronghold, and I kinda just wanted to traverse the area and see if I could find
If you're watching, she kicked
so
me.
many different biomes. I walked thousands of blocks. I mean, I probably walked the most this entire 100 days. I even ended up hitting a couple borders along the way. But I finally ran up on a patch of sugarcane that looked man-made. Once I got there, I mined a few different walls and finally found the entrance to a base. There's nothing to hide there, but come on, putting a giant strip of sugarcane outside your base is what every Minecrafter does. Hiding in the wall wasn't gonna help you. It literally didn't have anything inside of it anyway. I'm in full netherite. Like, what was it gonna do for me? I mean, cool, I found a base. It took me 3 days to get here and I got nothing out of it. That's awesome. After that extremely depressing trip and not finding anything I truly wanted, I returned home so I could go to the nether with some of the boys. Me, Ryan, and Survivor were going to scout the nether for a kill. Apparently, KFC was actually in the nether at the time and he was hunting them. These are details we found out later, but basically once I got home, we all met up in the nether. Apparently learning details about these 100 days later kinda helps. So, here's what's happening. Currently, Ryan and Survivor were scouting the nether for LFC, and once I got to them, LFC actually saw me and laughed. He was going to 2v1 them because, to be fair, he had end crystals and was a pretty smart PvPer for 1.16. But as soon as the full netherite kid got there, he ran away. However, we didn't know that at the time, so we continued scouting for him. We had a feeling he was in one of the nether fortresses because he had got the achievement. However, while we climbed up this little pillar system, Survivor and Ryan went next to each other. If you guys don't know, 1.18 or 16 or 17, whatever version of Minecraft you're in at this point has entity cramming, which means that Survivor's body pushed Ryan off into the lava below, and he died. This was our president we're talking about. Our leader of our republic had just died. This was a huge moment, and this is very unfortunate for us. I went to go check the loot and see if anything survived, as he had some very, very good things on him for, well, our republic. Unfortunately, the only thing that survived was basically a gold sword and some watermelons. Unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of mourning our captain, and we had to continue on. Survivor and I continued our search while Ryan was in spectator mode. However, I still at this time had the suspicion that LFC had already left. So what did we do? We hunted for a bastion because I wanted to explore this nether, see if we found any other portals, and we walked into a bastion basically. Now you guys all know me, I am a very risky Minecraft player and I don't care if I die. I genuinely have just this ego that I'm not gonna die in Minecraft, so I do the dumbest of things. I took on the bastion alone while Survivor sat outside, and I don't blame him, okay? There were some very, very bad moments in this. I made my way up to the top chest, and of course all of the piglin brutes were waiting. I accidentally connected a few bridges to me and had to jump for my life. I got lagged back and still survived. Then I had to devise a plan that would get me to these chests without these guys killing me. Thankfully, I just stayed 2 blocks above them and it wasn't an issue at all. From there, I just built 2 blocks high to get from chest to chest. The biggest things I got from this was a couple netherite scraps and ancient debris. At one point, I messed up and a piglin brute hit me and I had to run to a safe pedestal. Sometimes I take things a little too far. After that, I ran in and I didn't die somehow. I did my 2-block thing to get to the other chest and everything seemed fine. And then I found it. Pigstep, the best music disc in all of Minecraft. This was truly what I was after. I mean, to be fair, Survivor wanted the actual netherite scraps and ancient debris, but I just wanted the pigstep. From there, I dropped back down, took a lot of accidental fall damage, and then ran out of there. I did not want to get hit by a brute right now. It was not the right moment. Thankfully, I made it back to Survivor okay, and his heart is fine, by the way. What I mean by, he probably had a heart attack watching me. And as of right now, we're the only 2 people alive in our republic. I know I haven't kept you guys up to date, but everybody else has died. Me and Survivor are the only ones left. Wait, correction, Rich is still alive, and we do a lot of adventuring later, so you'll see him there. Then we got out of the nether through one of the original portals that I made. The reason we did this is because we are now going to the dragon. Thanks to Sword 4000 actually telling us where this thing is, we can go to it now. The funniest part about it is, remember that little sugarcane strip that I said was basically useless in that small little base? Yeah, they were right on top of it, which that is nowhere near where the eyes of Nether take you, but that doesn't matter because that's where we're headed now. Unfortunately, once we got to the portal, it had literally no eyes in it. So I used all the lava in there to make myself another portal, go into the nether, and collect as many eyes as I needed, aka 3. Once we had all of that, it was time for us to go defeat the dragon. Survivor and I were ready for the battle of a lifetime. We hopped in and realized that we made the goal to kill it with a hoe. Yeah, remember that netherite hoe I made a little while ago? That was gonna kill the dragon. We also walked in the portal without a bow. Okay, well he had a bow, but he had like 3 arrows, so it wasn't very good. I ran around as fast as I possibly could and got all of the crystals. Okay, not all, like I said, he had some arrows. But once that was done, it was just basically waiting for the dragon to perch and hitting it down so that we could eventually kill it with the hoe. On its first perch, I probably did 1/4 the damage just with my axe alone. I didn't have any sharpness on this thing, which was very unfortunate, but it still did really good damage. As soon as the dragon left, however, I got hit up very far into the sky and kind of looked extremely smooth. I won't lie, I was streaming this to Ryan and a few others, and they kind of commented on that one. Eventually, on its 3rd and final perch, I was able to use the netherite hoe and free the end. Not only wasn't I an assassin for these 100 days, but I just killed a dragon with a hoe. I think that's an achievement in and of its own. After that, we made our way to the end gateway and started our search for an elytra. The goal was at least 1, and hopefully one of us was going to get it soon. I did not want to spend 10 days in the end. I don't like it here, especially with only 26 cooked pork chops. After an extremely long time of building from area to area, killing enderman after enderman for pearls, I finally stumbled upon an end city. Thankfully, this one did have a ship attached, so I was going to be the first one with an elytra on the server. It seems fitting, as that's kind of my goal, is to be the most stacked on the server at once. The loot that we
PvP
gathered
time.
from the NCD was actually super nice, but I was only concerned about this Elytra. I knew that getting this guy was the main priority because I'm going to be able to get in and out of fights super quickly. With a single flick of a wrist, I now have my Elytra. Thankfully, I bought fireworks in the end, but I wasn't concerned about that right now. I grabbed the dragon head, switched on my Elytra, flew down, grabbed it, and then I was onto an end gateway. It took a little while to find one. I don't know why they're not more common. But once I did, I was finally free
Let's
of
stop
the
the
end.
others.
Once I made the long journey home, I healed my Elytra,
In
and one of
Minecraft.
our recruits got on. I handed out some of the diamond armor that we had gotten from the end cities, and I think he liked it. To be fair, I did keep a set for myself because I have a feeling I was going to turn that into netherite. I got basically all full prop 4 Unbreaking 3 mending gear in there, and I was not going to give that to anybody else. However, if I got more netherite later, I would definitely give away my current stuff because I am just not in love with this. I then went over to the enchantment table and started re-rolling some enchants, mainly my boots. I wanted to get something better, and I only got prot 3. I guess now I have some projectile protection and a lot of prot. The gear's not too bad, but it's also on the verge of breaking soon enough, so if I got into a fight, I have a bad feeling that it would break. Man, mending and unbreaking come in clutch so much. After the gearing up session, Lacuna and I headed all the way back to spawn. We had some more recruits getting on, and we had to gear them up right away, because there were still other people on the server, and we didn't want them to die instantly. Then we got severe PTSD by looking at our burnt down castle. It's so sad how literally only the stone is left. All of the wood has been burned down. Right as the new recruits were getting on, we stumbled upon a base. There was another player online who was part of the Potato Empire. Apparently their base was extremely close to spawn and we never knew it. So in a little bit of a side venture, me and Lacuna went up there and killed a man. Or, well, I'll let it play out. Our plan was for Lacuna to hit it low because they had a gigantic waterfall leading all the way up to the top of their base. Me, I can fly, so I was going to be up there either way. Once Lacuna was close enough, I flew up there. Tried to be stealthy, but he was sitting directly in his mob farm. I think I messed this part up. However, intimidation factor won me over. I was able to stun lock this guy for a very long time while Lacuna was climbing up the side of the mountain. He then threw food at me, which doesn't make sense. I think he's trying to do— oh yeah, that's right, peace. Then we shook our heads a little bit, and Lacuna finally arrived. From there, we truly saw Lacuna's bloodlust, and he blew him up. Yeah, he blew the kid up. Yes, I did deal a couple hits, but Lacuna literally TNT'd him. After that, the base was ours to loot, as the only current online member had just been killed there. Yes, this is an anarchy server, but there were rules against people looting bases with no one online. Thankfully, we just killed the online member, so all of this is ours. They had a mob farm with a ton of stuff in it, thanks for all the gunpowder. He did a full diamond armor, and we had extra recruits getting on, so we needed the spare funds. After that, we started checking out the base, and there was some subpar loot in here. However, we definitely took it all. So you remember how Ryan died, right? Well, his promises from being president never really got fulfilled, and most of our nation was starving. Thankfully, we're in the Potato Empire, and they have so much food. After we stole everything that we could possibly want, we blew it up. This is war, and if you didn't want to be a part of it, then you should have logged on, but I think it was actually extremely fun finding someone's base and then killing him in the dead of day. Now everyone knows not to mess with the Butter Republic. After that amazing adventure, I flew over to spawn to go check out our new recruits. One was already having trouble fighting off the massive mobs that were spawning at night, so I killed them for him. After that, we had just killed a guy, so I gave him all of the stuff from that guy. I mean, to be fair, he's joining our republic, so I mean, I'm gonna give him the best stuff that we've got.
Ooh,
then right after that, we got another new guy, so I let him borrow the Prop 4 mending set that I had gathered thus far, and we'll see how that goes. Then I gave him diamonds, wood, and food, and we were off back to our base. Of course, these guys do not know the way, so we had to show them the entire way back through the nether. Once we got home, they explored the base, and we started expanding a little bit. As a few people have died, and a few people have come and gone, and we've got a few new people, we're going to need a lot more room. So for the next couple of days, we all started building our own stuff. I went ahead and made a path to a tree house that I barely ever used, but I wanted to have some sort of house when I was there. Plus, I've virtually done no building in these 100 days, so I figured I should try a little something. And to be fair, for a tree house that I put very minimal effort into, it's not bad. And plus, I'm using jungle stuff, which I don't particularly love, but I gotta work with what I got. I don't really know what to put up here. Maybe I'll add some chests, furnaces, crafting tables, my shulker box, a bed later, but for now, it is what it is. Just a couple platforms, staircase, and it's away from the creepers at least. Alright, so our next day gap is going to be massive because I went on a gigantic map exploring adventure with Rich. The goal was to search the map as far as we could to find as many bases as possible and hopefully find Sword 4000. Unfortunately, we didn't know at the time that he had already died in the series. Along the way, we found some really cool things, did some crazy things along the way, and all around just had a great time. I'm sure I'm cutting in things that we did throughout these like 20 days, but it was just so much jam-packed that I don't even know what I'm showing right now. I know that we did find a really interesting cobblestone tower base that we looted. I know that we found some villages. I know that we went outside the border at one point and just decided to travel it for fun. I don't know why, but we literally traveled from border to border outside of a border. And the worst part about it was that we couldn't leave like 4 blocks outside the border, otherwise we took damage. At one point, I tried to test and see if the border damage stopped at any point. Since I had an Elytra, I could go pretty quick. Let's just say that was probably the scariest moment of these 100 days. I survived on half a heart after trying to fly outside the border. I don't know why I did this, but I got some really big brain cells, you know? Just something stupid I like to do. I don't know. I don't know why I did it, but I did it, and it was funny. However, after all of that exploration, all of that time outside the border, inside the border, we still didn't find any, like, really nice bases. To be honest, the best base that we found so far was the Potato Empire Kingdom, whatever they were calling themselves, and they fell within, like, 30 seconds of being online. After that, however, we decided to do our first raid. It was only Rich and I, so we didn't want to do anything too dangerous, so we just did a level 1 raid. Y'all already know how raids go, and it wasn't the most exciting thing ever, and we only got one singular totem out of an entire raid, which has never happened to me before. I always end my raids off, even the level 1s, with like 4 totems. I don't know why we only got 1, but I decided to give it to Rich because I have better armor and I'm awesome, so yeah. And after the raid, we got separated, which was not the best, and I eventually found a village. Once I was in this village, I quickly set up a reroll station so I could get mending. Now, we're 76 days into this video, and I still don't have mending on any of my gear that wasn't from the end city, and I have done 0 villager trades thus far, which means I'm going to spend some time rerolling this guy. Once I did, however, I got mending for 26 emeralds, and I went ahead and bought it. After I realized I did not have enough emeralds for more, I had to do some more stick trades. So I cut down some more trees, got some more sticks, and then traded for more emeralds, and then got the mending book, so on and so forth, until I had all the mending books that I needed for all my stuff. Now it's time for me to go back into the mines and find more ancient brick. As you guys may have noticed, throughout the time adventuring with Rich, I was wearing diamond armor, which was my end city gear. The reason I was wearing it is because that actually had the mending and prop 4 on it. I gave my original netherite to Operator Diamond, who was one of the new recruits. The reason for doing this was so that I could upgrade this diamond armor on my own, get mending for my other stuff, and hopefully eventually get mending for that. It just really wasn't worth it in my eyes wearing a subpar set of netherite that was not really going to do anything for me, and if I got into battle it was going to break, so I just opted out for the diamond and then started mining for more netherite. Once I had all the netherite, however, I turned all this diamond into netherite, started enchanting, got the mending books on it, and now I basically have a full prop 4 set, which I'm extremely happy about because now I'm definitely the most overpowered person on the server. I still have potions and I still have end crystals, so I'm pretty good there. I also had another reason for gearing up currently. The second to last surviving member of the Potato Empire logged on. KFC or LFC KFC, he had a weird name. He wanted to set up a fight between Survivor, Operator Diamond, and himself, so he was going to a 2v1 and kill them. I, however, had a different idea. I was going to take my Elytra all the way to spawn, be there at a certain point, and then interrupt the fight and kill him. I'm easily thinking we're about to get a full diamond set out of this, and he doesn't even know he's walking into a 3v1, which is very unfortunate for him and very fortunate for us. Once I got to spawn, I kind of watched the guys just walk around until they finally saw him. He was apparently underground that whole time, setting up an end crystal. However, we didn't know that at the time, and all 3 of us ran in. As soon as he saw 3 of us, he panic placed the end crystal and killed Operator Diamond in 1 shot. Now it was just a 2v1, which is what he originally wanted, so it's not that bad. From there, whatever armor he had literally would not allow him to die. We fought for a very long time, and we even had Operator Diamond as a spectator, and we lost him. Like, literally, we lost him. Like, I couldn't find him. The guy vanished into thin air. Obviously, he pearled, but I literally don't know where it was thrown to. And now we've just lost netherite armor and our new recruit. And then shortly after he escaped, he logged off, which is probably not combat logging because we couldn't hoping to get him back onto the server. Reason being is I have a new plan on how to kill this guy. This guy's taken out 2 of our teammates, Lacuna, who died while I was offline, and now Operator Diamond. This cannot stand any longer, and my brain was in overdrive thinking about how to kill this guy. Obviously, he wanted to set up a fight between one survivor, him, and Operator Diamond in the beginning, right? So I figured he'd want to do one against him and Survivor only, without me there. As I've said before, I am very intimidating, so yeah, I had to be offline for him to get back on. But if I was going to do that, I was going to do it right. So I thought up of an entire plan just to get this guy back onto the server and find out his location once we set up a fight with him. The plan was very simple. Survivor was going to set up a 1v1, I was going to log off, and Survivor was going to kind of go to spawn, but only go to get his information, like the location of the guy. As soon as he saw the blocks that he was standing on, I was going to log back on, which would make KFC log off because he's too scared of me. Once that plan actually worked, and we had the exact blocks that KFC was standing on, I set up a trap. I mined all the way down to bedrock, set up a ton of different layers where there was going to be lava, where we're going to be able to hit him, all that kind of jazz, so that once he logged on, he was going to die. And it's not even spawn trapping, because initially it was going to be a fight between him and someone else, and he also kind of has combat logging before, but, you know, they just weren't fights that I was in. Which combat logging is against the rules, and that's actually probably one of the only rules in this Anarchy server. Plus, Anarchy, so whatever. After we had this trap set up, we had to convince him to log back on. Again, he's extremely scared of me and only wants to fight Survivor because that's the only person he can take on. So we sent him a fake screenshot of me being in the end so that he would log on. Once he logged on, he had literally no time to react. He fell all the way down, and then we hit him a ton, and he logged off yet again. From there, it's just simple combat logging, and we know he's going to get banned from the server anyway, even if he doesn't come back online. Because breaking a rule is breaking a rule. But eventually, we convinced him to get back on, accept his death, and take the honorable kill. From there, he really did try to escape. I mean, this was a battle and a half here. We had to mine blocks, we had to stop him from building up. I mean, the trap was not foolproof by any means, but it did work to keep him in. Eventually, I even mined in there so that I could go in and try and kill him myself. Once doing that, though, all of his gear started breaking, and we were finally able to kill him, which means that the Potato Empire has lost their greatest member. Finally, we can be rid of these guys forever. Or like a few days, because there were still more that kept logging on, and we had to keep killing them. Anyway, story for another day. Thankfully, once he did die, we got some pretty nice loot from him, including his pickaxes, his bow, and his sword. All of which was basically max enchanted. And we really did all of this for Lacuna as he was slayed by KFC. The next few days was truly just us messing around and having fun, as Survivor and I are basically the only 2 members still alive. We made an awesome altar to Ryan, our president who died, and, you know, then I blew it up because TNT and Redstone don't mix. We also lost a diamond block doing that, but hey, you know what, we're basically the undefeated champs of the server, so it doesn't really matter, right? Alright, then I actually did fix the area. I know I didn't build this place, so we fixed it back up and built a fountain for Ryan. But now he has a really big gravesite underneath all this dirt that I put on only 1 layer, so if a creeper comes by, we could potentially fall into like 30 creepers, or Ryan's dead corpse, but I mean, that's what happens when there's like a gravesite. I'm explaining this too long, huh? Remember those pandas we had for a really long time? Well, as my ascension to king, I had to sacrifice that. I changed into my king's uniform, which has the crown, the leather pants, and of course the crowned netherite scepter. After that, I put the panda in the middle, and it was time for my ascension to king. This panda was gonna die today, and I lit the fuse, ran back, and took my position as the new king of the Butter Republic as I watched a panda die. Yeah, a little harsh, but, you know, anarchy, so whatever. Nearing the end of these 100 days, a man named Ricardo joined the server, and of course we had to work a little magic on. Survivor and I offered him a position in the Butter Republic because, hey, you know what, feeling nice, we'll recruit some members. We asked him what group he was a part of, where he was, what kind of gear he had, if he was interested in becoming part of us, and he was. So I told him to go to spawn, and I went to the alone with my laptop and tried to get the doctor. Once I got there was a man. It was Ricardo. The way for Survivor was to get there because we were going to meet him with the crowd sector. However, remember how I just said this is anarchy? Yeah, as soon as Survivor got there, we told him that we would promise to treat him well, that he would become an officer of the law, and be one with the Butter Republic. I knighted him with the hoe, and we chopped him up. Anarchy, baby! I know this was a little rough, but to be fair, the server was closing pretty soon anyway, so it's not like he was going to do anything else. As soon as that guy left the server, another person joined on who did not know what we had just done. We literally did the exact same next steps with this guy. We told him to come to spawn, he would join the Butter Republic, be an officer of the law, a doer of good. And as soon as I ignited our men, we started to chop him up. Fortunately, while we were fighting him, he actually combat logged a little bit smarter than himself, except we've dealt with this thing before. Combat loggers get spawn trapped. So what did we do? We spent the next few days creating the exact same fall trap as before. However, this guy is not as skilled as KFC and has no clue what's going on. So I messaged him and told him to get on or accept the ban. Now, we thoroughly spent a long time waiting for this man to get on, okay? And it was getting down close to the wire. The deal was, if he gets on, he won't be specifically banned by Sword since he hasn't been on for a while. He can still spectate the world and still talk to his friends and be considered for further events. Eventually, he said that he and his friend would get on and they would die in peace as they were part of the Potato Empire. Although, that was an empty promise. Eventually, we did get him to log on, but we didn't make him fall down. We took him nicely to his empire, told him that he could lay peacefully at Potato Mountain. We took him up into a party room that Survivor made for some reason. Also, Rich is online now, by the way, so it was 3v1 anyway, so it was kind of screwed. But we did a little bit of partying with him. We did a little nonsense? There we go. And then we decided to seal his death with a fall. Not before, of course, Survivor fell off the tower and died, but, I mean, he's been here for almost 100 days, so it is time right now. Rich and I escorted him to the top, and we told him to jump. It would be an honorable death for an honorable man, and it would be the end of these 100 days. As this man flew through the sky, Lagback decided to not let him jump, and he died at the very top. Oh, it's funnier watching that every single time. Hey, you know what? Lagback truly does suck. However, Rich and I were the last two standing these 100 days, and we figured we may as well do it justice and survive a water bucket clutch. Whoever lives, lives. It was already the day of 100, so there was no going on after this point. Will we die or will we survive? We both jumped off. I chose a little bit of an easier area, and he still survived in a harder part, just like I did. We both survived these 100 days together and represented the Butter Republic with honor. Thank you to all of the Fallen who made this possible. Thank you to Sword 4000 for making this video possible, and I hope all of you guys did truly enjoy this video. If you guys wish to see more of this kind of content, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe, and we'll see what we can do with my Discord community later on. Heck, maybe we can do our own Anarchy 100 days again. Or I guess
I'm gonna see all the
200 days
guys.
for yours truly. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of this new year, and with honor, I salute you on to your next YouTube video. Peace out.
Me and my friends survived for 1,000 days in hardcore Minecraft. We started our adventure last year, and since then have made some unreal clutches, fought the toughest bosses, and built our own empire. Celebrate
you can
surviving
actually
so long,
have to do
all 10
that.
videos together and turn them into a full movie. So whether you're doing your homework, falling asleep, or just like watching a long video, I really hope you enjoy. Here's the full story of how we survived 1,000 days in hardcore Minecraft.
Day number 1, we joined into the server, and this is where we knew that our journey had begun.
You Chazza here. Yes, I sound completely different, and yes, those are normal hearts. It's a long story, but it was actually hardcore. Read the pin comment. Back to the video.
I focused on the food side of things, and I knew we'd get hungry pretty quick and hardcore, and we didn't want to starve to death. I also found a little bit of coal on the top of a mountain, and as I ran out, I saw a village. This village was probably going to be our home for the night, our first base, and a good place to set up camp. I also gave Jordan the red flower that I found on the way, a little present for day 1. After I gave the present, we made our way towards the village, and I promise you, no rabbits were hurt in the process. As we got to the village, we started taking the crops and taking out the beds. And I also found out what a bell was in Minecraft. I'd never seen that before. So once I took the bell, we woke up some more villagers and took their beds, and ended up staying the night. Day number 2, we jumped straight into a cave. We wanted to get iron as quick as possible, and it's kind of lucky because we went straight into a cave down the zombie spawn. We wrote down the plans for later, and rained death from above. Collecting the iron, we found horses. Luckily we had 2 saddles from the spawner that we found, and we were able to get horses pretty quick, and we ended up finding another village. We got horses into a little gated off area so they won't go missing, and chose one of the villagers' houses to set up camp. We smelted some iron and made some armor, and before we knew it, day 2 was over already. One day we were afraid we were visited by a travelling trader. We took him out and his armor as they were spitting on us. Jordan found the ruin, and as When it started to get to night time, we decided that we found an area we wanted to call home. I began a mine shaft straight away as I knew we'd need coal and more iron if we wanted to be safe. And during all of this, Jordan was busy setting up farms. I eventually upgraded my pickaxe to an iron one and started making a stairway for the mine. I found so much iron that we were very luckily able to both have full iron armour on day number 4. On day number 5, Jordan thought it was time to get our own animals. He focused on getting the sheep, while I ran out to get the cows, and it was actually quite hard to find the cows, and it took me all day, but eventually I got into a pen and began breeding them. We also did some home renovations. I made a little bedroom for us as Jordan carried on with the farms, and this is what it looks like.
Shoot, we're gonna get pearls.
On day number 6, I did some more mining in hopes of getting some diamonds, but literally all I found was iron, redstone, and coal. After a frustrating mining trip, on day number 7, we went to collect some wood. We knew that wood was essential, so we wanted to get as much as we could now to save us keeping out for it. We also replied this happening just be good citizens. On day number 8, we woke up by another travelling trader, and we decided to kill him so we could have his lead ropes. These would definitely come in handy if we had more horses going that way. Instead of mining and doing all the boring stuff, we wanted to have a bit of fun, so we went out on our horses for an adventure. We stopped in a snow biome and had a little snowball fight, and came across yet another village. We found the enemy along the way, we killed them straight there in the poles, and my horse actually nearly died in the process. On day number 9, we finally arrived home after a long day of travelling, and I spent the night breeding the animals. On day number 10, I finished the staircase for the mine shaft, and we decided to go on a lengthy mining trip to find those diamonds. On day number 11, we had finally done it. We had found diamonds.
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. I had a Fortune 3 gold pickaxe that we found from the ruin, so we thought we were going to get loads of diamonds from this little vein, but boy were we wrong. I mined 2 of the diamond ore with this pickaxe and we got none from it. It was a lesson learned and a pickaxe burn. On days 12 to 14 we did a lot more mining and we came across a lot more diamonds. This is the loot we ended up with after the 2-day mining trip, and I think we did a pretty good job. Our armor was great, but our new diamond armor was a step in the right direction. On day 15 we looked for an area to build a house. We didn't want to have a cave house, so we wanted to find a piece of land that we could build a nice house next to. Luckily we found it and we began landscaping. So many blocks, it was unbelievable. We finally did it. We thought it was never going to end. So we slayed the mobs that were on our land, and we headed straight back to our temporary home to sleep through the night. On day 18, I ran out and breeded the animals, and then we rode our horses over to the new area. Jordan made a nice temporary stables, and we put our horses inside, safe and sound. Some carrots, but we only had one, so I gave my horse the carrot and I gave Jordan the potato. On day 19 I started flattening out some more land. I got a flat surface on the island across from our new house, so in the future if we went to build something cool, we could do it here. Once I did this, Jordan worked on a new house. I also set up a temporary base. This would save us running back and forth between our little mountain home, and we could keep all our resources right next to our village. On day number 20 I found a little village not far from my house. Unfortunately I didn't have any books, but I did have some food and some hay that I could give to the horses and give it more of an aesthetic look. On day 21 I began a sugarcane farm. I wanted to expand it as much as possible and I actually think it looks pretty good. Jordan didn't agree, so he continued building. As it hit night time I started a little mini potato farm, and on day number 22 I finished the flooring. I went back to the sugarcane farm after doing this, as I wanted to increase the amount of sugarcane we could get. On days 23 to 24, I spent editing the front terrain of our house. It was all stone from where we mined up, so I wanted to make it all dirt so it could grow into grass. Because I mean, who wants stone outside the front door? And as it came to night time, I found a zombie villager. This is the first one I've found in a long, long time I play Minecraft, so I wanted to trap him and give him a name. I got him trapped in a little hole, and I gave him a little torch. There was also a creeper on our newly built roof, so Jordan built up, hit him off, and he didn't die, so I went in the kill. This could have been super dangerous as it could have wiped out our progress so far, but luckily your boy stood with the sword. By the end of day 24, I finished the terrain. Day 25, I went out in search of some sand. Luckily there was some very close next to a sugarcane farm, and when I got back I noticed the zombie villager had died. He was obviously not going to survive whilst being exposed to the sun, so I made him a little sign in his memory. On day number 26, I had some fun with the dolphins while Jordan finished the exterior of the house. I also mined up some more sugarcane, and I built a wall around the area that we wanted to call home to protect us from hostile mobs. Day number 27, we began transporting the animals over. I took some cows and sheep, whilst Jordan took pretty much the rest. As you can see in these clips, he took so many sheep, such a long distance, and this was a clutch play from Jordan. Oh, and some sheep got into the cow's pen, so I eliminated the imposters. On day 28, Jordan worked in the interior of the house, and I went around to kill some skeletons to get bone meal so that we could get more wheat to get the cows to breed. I also ran into some endermen, and me and Jordan tag teamed them so that we could get some more ender pearls. On day 29, I made a temporary wheat farm, and began bone mealing some wheat and I fed the animals. I also began digging out a little cave. In this area, I wanted to have the enchantment room, so once we had enough books, this is what I did. We finally had enough to get an enchantment room, so I ran downstairs with my diamond pickaxe, and as I was level 37, I thought there'd be no harm in doing a level 30 enchant. I literally got one of the best pickaxes you can get, especially if you're first enchant. I got fortune 3. I made another wall and decided to light it. This was going to be our adventure for day 31, as from day 31 to day 34, we went into the Nether. We found some piglins along the way, and after mining some gold, I exchanged it for a splash potion of fire resistance. We discovered a volcano biome along the way, also some endermen, and some more piglins, for which I actually got a lot of ender pearls from. Ender pearls were going to be absolutely massive if we wanted to get to the end quick. We also came across a bastion. This was very terrifying as they took hearts extremely quick. We underestimated just how much damage they could do, and as you can see in this clip, I literally dropped down to 2 hearts. This series could have all been over just at this bastion. After killing all the piglins, we went and took our loot, and very interestingly, we got a netherite scrap, which is actually quite rare. After this scary adventure, we decided to make our way home, and I almost killed Jordan with some lava. Luckily, I had a splash potion of fire resistance, and it kept us alive. Jordan didn't help himself though, as he nearly fell into a lava pit.
Let's see.
It was okay. We finally found the portal on day 34, and our journey home was complete. On day 35, we realised we needed diamonds, as we had literally none at all. So this was a great opportunity to head straight to the mine. It didn't take us long to find diamonds at all, but with my new fortune 3 pickaxe, we got a whole lot of diamonds. I also worked on getting some coal. We didn't have much of this, and we needed this to keep the mines at the top. After not being able to find diamonds at all in the first few days, we found so many in this mining trip, it was incredible. When we got home, I made a little chest, and we put every single ore we got from the mining trip, and this is what we got. On day 38, I did some more enchantments, as we got some levels from the mining trip. I decided to enchant a sword with some food. My boots turned out okay, but my sword wasn't the best, and I also did a chest plate that got me protection free. On day 39, we had a big project in mind, but if we wanted to do any big projects, we needed a storage room. On day 39, we sorted out our storage room, and this made our lives so much easier. On day 40, Jordan wanted to show me something inside the house, so I followed him in, and he placed down the Day 1 poppy on the wall. This is the poppy that I got him on day 1, the little present if you remember, and he kept it that whole time. Also on day 40, we destroyed our old temporary home and did some landscaping outside the front of the house. On day 41, we went to get some more wood, as we realised we used all that we had. On day 42, I did a little bit of farming outside the house in the temporary wheat farm, and from doing this, I was able to breed the cows to get more and more. I also gathered and crafted all the materials that I would need for my next big project. Instead of going out at night to fight skeletons for bones and killing creepers for gunpowder, I realised it was time to build a hostile mob farm. Day 47, I did some more enchantments as I wanted some proper armor if I was going to be taking on the Ender Dragon anytime soon. I wanted to feel protected and have the best gear to survive. I also enchanted a new sword, and it was a lot better than the one I had at the moment. I got sharpness 4, knockback 2. I also enchanted another pickaxe which got me silk touch. On day 48 we explored the nether for a fortress. We came across some blaze spawners and got some blaze rods. We encountered some wither skeletons. We took these out in hopes of getting a wither skeleton. Unfortunately, we didn't get any. We arrived back to the nether in the morning of day 49, and I began to raise some potions straight away. I made a little soul sand farm from nether warts. Some ender eyes. I also made some slow falling potions before we went. These would be crucial for fighting the ender dragon, as if he hit us up into the air and we fell down, the whole series could be over. After getting everything ready, it came time to look for the stronghold. We threw our ender eyes out into the distance, and we travelled over many biomes in search of the stronghold. And on the night of day 49, we finally found it. I placed all my ender eyes into the portal, we drank our potions, we jumped in. It was time, day 50.
Did they literally leave?
Began shooting down the towers with my bow and arrow, but we realised we didn't actually have any left. We waited for the dragon to perch, but we began getting some hits from behind.
Wow, they left. That was some good PvP there.
Stupidly, I threw an enderpearl and I went flying into the air. I was so I honestly thought this whole thing was over. My heart dropped, but luckily I had a boat on me, and this is the energy boat that saved my life. I didn't have an enderpearl, I didn't have a bucket of water, I had a boat. This boat saved my life. We ran up to the ender and we began getting behind, and we had done it. We had defeated the ender dragon. And it fell all the way to me, and I got level 70. I collected my phone, and we jumped straight back through. I placed my phone on the stand of the plane, and we got straight to bed. Day 51 we decided to have a bit of an easier day, so I did some enchanting and fed the animals. I renamed my sword, and added Unbreaking 3 to my shield. On day 52 I made some more slow falling potions, and we journeyed our way back to the ender portal. By the time day 53 came around, we finally found the portal, and we decided to go on an adventure through the end cities. This is my first time ever being able to travel to the end cities and not play Minecraft in this long, but what an experience it was. We managed some blocks and built over, and to my joy, I found an end ship. There were shulkers trying to stop me from getting to this end ship, but we swiftly took them out, and I began building my way over. I took out the shot and defended the elytra wings, and there we had it, my very first elytra wings. Also, the loot was pretty good. I also went to the front of the ship and mined the dragon's head. I thought this was pretty cool. And we forgot a piston to retrieve the ender dragon's egg. When we got home and placed the ender dragon's head onto the wall, this was the same wall that the hobby was placed on, and we decided to call this wall the Hall of Fame.
I knew he was going to say that.
I gave my horse some diamond horse armor. You see, there's a real up there. And once I did this, Jordan made us some shop boxes. And basically mining the sheep, this would be integral for making beds when we go netherite mining. I also decided to get rid of a few sheep as there was way too many. I only collected some more wood, and I collected and crafted a lot more materials I would need for the next massive project I had in mind. On day 60, this was a day of flight school. Jordan was teaching me how to use an elytra as I'd never done it before, and I must say he was pretty good at it. On day 61, we filled our shulker boxes with beds.
Found it.
And from day 62 to 65, we went netherite mining. I must say, I literally didn't find any until the very end, which is why I was so excited when I found some. You can see my mouth shaking a lot. Jordan found a lot more than me, but I mean, at least I tried, right? On day 66, I decided to repair my armor. It was really low, and if I wanted to keep it, I needed to repair it. We also smelted the netherite, got a total of 16, which got us 4 ingots. I decided to add this onto a sword and pickaxe each. On day 67, I gave my horse a name. Because we haven't been out in the wild, it started taking a short ride before bringing them back home again. On day 68, we fed the animals and sheared the sheep. And whilst we were crafting small beds for netherite mining, I went and mined out a whole lot of cobble for my big new project. 29, I made sure that I had everything I needed. And I began my journey to the end portal. Leave a comment down below if you know exactly what I'm going to be building next. After the end portal with my shield in hand, and I was ready for my new project. We got down moving with some leaves, and as you can probably tell already guys, it was time to build my Enderman XP farm. The XP farm worked so well on level 30 so
Come on,
fast, it was so
River.
worth the build. So when I got home on day 75, I decided to repair my elytra. It only cost me 4 levels, which was an absolute bargain, and I added unbreaking trade to it as well. With the spare levels, I went down to the enchantment room and tried to get a better sword, and then my first try got looting 3. I added one of our spare netherite ingots to this, and I combined both of my swords together. I now had a sharpness 5 knockback 2 fire aspect looting greatsword, one of the best swords that you can get. And to cap off day 76, we mined out some more of the land to Jordan to build a farm. On day 77, I flew around to some villages and got some emeralds.
Hold on a sec, guys. Gotta pause this.
I wanted to see what trades I could get